We're live.
We are live. We are all the way live. First of all, Kevin. Kevin's not going to be here
We
tonight.
sending love to Kevin.
I don't know how he does it. He travels. He would drive 8 hours, get home, get no sleep, then come do the show with us. So Kevin is what we call a traveling man. He's always traveling, but he's not going to be here tonight. I got
And
his
and we send our condolences out to him again. He just buried his dad this Wednesday. So we definitely send condolences out to his family, and we love you and get you some rest, baby.
yes, Kevin. So Tiffany, how are you, my dear?
You know what? God is good. We here. Only thing I can tell you is that my allergies is kicking my behind. And
Yeah.
I'm hearing this from so many people that for some reason this year, allergies is not playing. So to people that's going through it, I send love to you. Just make sure you use those allergy pills every day and get that nasal nex and spray it up your nose because it is not cool dealing with allergy season. But other than that, it's cool outside. It was just hot last week and now it's cool. So I don't know. We just, holding on. How was your week so far?
So far so good. Everything is fine on my side. No complaints. But you want to do the honors before we get started?
We are protected by the Fair Use Act. We do not own the content or the music. We just use it for educational purposes only, entertainment purposes only. We do not own any of it. We do own our own opinions, and that is it. What we say is our opinions only, and anything that we see or we say is allegedly. So please make sure you like and you subscribe and leave a comment and let us know what you think.
All right. So we have a lot to get to on today's show. Actually, we're going to start off with our main topic. I guess everyone have seen, or if you haven't seen it, you will see it today. Ashely Gonzalez. She's a Latina. Uh,
Yeah, I think she's Latino wanting to be white.
there's She considers herself a white person, but she's a police officer from Houston, Texas. And why do people make these videos and then post it? How do you think it's going to go? It's not going to go well. Anyway, she posted a video, and you will see it shortly, talking about her hatred of black people. But of course, she didn't say black people. She used the N word. And
At
she
least 35, 40 times.
Yes, and she used it many times with the hard ER. But in my opinion, and I know enough, Tiffany, you share my opinion, but the word is the word. I don't care if you put it with the A. And I know some people say it's different, but I get
It's
that.
still the same meaning, especially
Still,
coming out her mouth the way she
yes,
did.
yes. So Miss Gonzalez says she hates the end. She hates ninjas. She can't stand ninjas. Um,
She
she
want
went.
to lock a ninja up the next day.
She's
She called us chimp monkeys. I was appalled. I was like, this is too much.
Yes. Uh,
Carl, I would listen. I'm telling you, this Trump done opened up a can of racism that is unbelievable, which we already know what was in the can. But for it to come out and have all these raw edges, I mean, she was very much she does not like black people at
no,
all.
but the thing is, my take. We know how most black white people feel, but to have the audacity to say it out loud, well, I mean, give her kudos for that. At least she was being upfront and honest. A lot of white people feel the same way, but they don't say anything. But the fact is, we don't want to hear it.
No, you're 100% right. We don't want to hear it. But the thing was, she had the balls and the goal, everything to be able to do it and do it on live and didn't even think about the consequences that she was going to get by her saying all these harsh words, racial slurs. It's like she didn't care. So to be honest with you, the police department probably don't even want them on her team because she too damn stupid.
All right. So here's Miss Ashely Gonzalez in all her glory, and come back and please, we appreciate your comments. If you want to jump on the panel and share your thoughts, or join us and, join us as a guest for like 10, 15 minutes, we will happily let you on. I'll put the link in the chat pretty soon. But here's Ashely Gonzalez. Which one should I go with first? Let's go with this one.
The amount of times that I will always and forever say that I fucking hate niggers. Oh my god, I fucking hate niggers. Like, I hate y'all. Like, you, like, I don't oh, we were slaves this entire, I don't give a but like, for a reason you guys were slaves. You guys don't know anything better than the skill. Like, oh my god. Like, I was literally eating food with my friend. He had his, oh my god, like, I don't know, por Dios, por gracias de Dios, I had my wallet next to me, like my whole purse, and those like that little small ass shit decided not to steal my wallet. Oh my god, I would have grabbed my heel and like whooped the out of that nigga. But like, whatever, right? But no or nothing. Y'all don't know how good it felt to say like out loud, like goddamn, like oh my god, I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps. Like I kid you not, I don't know what the fuck came over me. I grabbed that by the neck and I was like, come here, you fucking, and oh my god, like I felt like the world just stopped. Like it was just peace. Like I don't know. And then he was just like even I in my head I was like, damn, te pasaste, because I called him a dog. Like imagine if the downtown were there, they could have beaten my ass. And then he like stops like, hey, no, just call me a I was like, you're a I was like, oh my god, like you're a and I called you a like world peace. And I was like, what the are you gonna possibly say? Like, are you gonna call 911 because I called you a no, right? Oh my god, I don't know. This didn't record, but it was like I'm kind of glad it didn't record because it was like me expressing how much I hated black people after this. Like, dog, like, let me get a black person on a 911 call tomorrow, especially. You're going to jail. I don't give a you're getting treated like a bunch of
But not only did you say all that, you expressed that you also use that language at work.
I that on the neck, and I was like, come here, you and oh my god, like I felt like the world just stopped. Like it was just peace.
And how you were going to take those feelings with you the next day to take it out on the next black person. The reality is, when you choose a job like that, your words carry weight, even when you're off the clock.
Carl, I got nigga whiplash.
Say his name. Michael Brown.
Not that.
Girl, you must have forgot where you worked when you went online and said all this.
I hate like I hate.
But not only did you say all that, you expressed that you also use that language at work.
I that on the neck, and I was like, come here.
I was about to say, you played it again. I'm about to have another whiplash.
Is under investigation after she posted a racist rant on social media.
The police department confirms Officer Ashely Gonzalez has been relieved of duty. A warning here, the video, it is disturbing, and we are only sharing just a portion of it.
Megan Reyna live downtown with the backlash from the community as well as the police department. Megan?
Yeah, well, the community is obviously very upset, but my sources with Houston police tell me that her fellow officers are deeply disturbed. Now, right now, Gonzalez is suspended of her duties. She has to stay at home with no badge, no gun, as police here fully investigate.
The amount of times that I will always and forever say that I hate.
This is video of what police say appears to be their officer, Ashely Gonzalez, going on a racist rant. The Instagram post was clipped and shared by community activist Dr. Candace Matthews Monday night. The officer is heard saying a racial slur at least 25 times. Since the post has gone viral, Gonzalez has been relieved of duty.
Also from Houston, Ashely Gonzalez.
Sources with Houston police tell us Gonzalez graduated from the academy in January of 2024, and in the social media video references being in the Marines.
I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps.
The president of the Houston chapter of the NAACP, Bishop James Dixon, says he was shocked when he saw the video.
That's a sick mindset, and it's violence waiting to happen.
According to the Houston Police Department's general order, officers must comply with the code of ethics that mentions acting without prejudices. And they have a social media policy that prohibits them from posting anything that would harm the reputation of the department or city.
Let's start a dialogue and let's re-engage officers as to how we see people in this very diverse community that we live in.
The HPOU president, Douglas Griffith, said in his statement, quote, "In no way does the HPOU or its leadership condone or tolerate racist behavior from any of our officers," end quote. District A Councilwoman Amy Peck, who oversees the Public Safety Committee, says she understands the concerns over how this officer may have acted while off duty.
We have many safety measures in place to make sure that if something like this happens, that they will be held accountable and we can go back and look at all of these cases.
One of those safety measures is an independent oversight committee for the police department that's by City Council. Now, Councilman Peck told me that they're going to wait until police here finish their investigation before they think about starting an investigation of their own. Meanwhile, just in the last hour, we were able to confirm that the Gonzalez had served 4 years with the Marines. Reporting live downtown, Megan Reyna, KHOU 11 News.
Let one of them get hung, I would murder that person's whole family and wouldn't even think and wouldn't even blink twice. Kids, babies, dogs, grandmothers, old people, every single person from your family existence would be no longer here if one of my brothers was lynched by one of them motherfuckers. God forbid my brother get killed by a police officer. Everybody in that cop's family is gonna die. Every single one, including the cop, in his lawyer, in the judge that won't give the conviction. I'm getting them all, and I'm gonna get away with it and be on the run for the rest of my natural fucking life, enjoying the memory of those cowards begging me for their life while I put a pistol in their mouth and emptied the trigger and then pissed on them. I have no remorse. They gave us no remorse. They gave us no peace. Raping our women, raping our sisters, black women screaming to their lungs, "Ah! Stop!" White men laughing, having fun like it was some type of a game. 30 men on one woman, raping her in front of their kids, in front of their dead husband. You think I give a fuck about somebody's opinion? I didn't forget. I make sure I remind myself the fuck these motherfuckers be doing. I don't give a fuck about Gaza. I don't give a fuck about Israel, Palestine. Fuck all of them. This shit been going on in the ghetto for over 400 fucking years. You think I feel sorry to say I'm a god? You think I feel sorry to give somebody watching this that look like me hope? You think I care if Felix is unfucking comfortable? I don't give a fuck about Felix, and they didn't give a fuck about us. That's why they in power. And they murdered, raped, lied, and they still do it to this day. I'm not a victim, so I'm not gonna create a generation of victims. I'm gonna create a generation of black people that's with the shits. You ain't gonna just pull me over and think you gonna kill me.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. We in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know, with Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We be giving you empathy, we're gonna challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all the schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from our God above. It's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on another Sunday for some Black Therapy. We're kicking it off today with the viral video of Houston police officer, I guess I should say former police officer, Ashely Gonzalez, who is Latina, not even white, but I guess they feel they're white. They somehow associate their color and their likeness to white. So I guess she felt comfortable saying that she hates ninjas. She hates us and pretty much can't stand us. I'm sure there are lots of others who feel the same way she does.
Yeah, I mean, come on, for her to be around, the people. You heard what she said. She said, this made me feel like I was back in the Marines. So what, y'all was having a nigga contest? Like, who said it the most? Her behavior, I'm not surprised at it. It's just so bugged to hear it out loud. In this day and time in social media Also, you're a police officer. You're supposed to have some type of conduct. She should have got fired just because you went on a rant online when you can't do that, and she went in. It's like she didn't think about it. She didn't weigh her options. She didn't think before she clicked. She just clicked and went in on what Paul Mooney said. He said they say niggas so much and make their teeth white. Maybe that's probably why she did it. I don't know, but I know I was getting whipped nigga lash. Like the way she was going in, like, what did we do to you that bad that you want to go in on us like that? And really thought that, let's shout out Miss Candace, Dr. Candace Matthews. She was the one that put it up. I think I sent you the remix they put up there. She pulled the whole belt out and said she had had a cigar and said, I got smoke for your ass, Miss Angela, Ashley, whatever her name is. And she was not playing. They went down there to the precinct and they was out there marching and making noise and saying, no, don't make her resign. Fire her. She needs to be fired. We do not want no type of person like her on trying to serve us and we paying our taxes for her. No, we need people that's going to be multicultural, and not have such hatred. It's like this anti-black thing is just all over the place, and it's just horrible. And you're a Latina. You really think they're going to treat you like you white? No.
Yeah. Well, what's up? Master of My Destiny on YouTube said all the other races align with whites when going against blacks. That is true. That is 100% true. They feel, I don't know what is it that that some groups of white people, what they're giving off to the Latinos and the Mexicans and whoever, the Indians, who feel that they are, they're in with the white people, and they're not, but they feel that they're in with the white people. I'm not sure, like I said, what they're saying to them, or what they're doing to make them feel like that. But Ashley, if all the black people were to disappear today from this earth, guess who will be the new ninjas?
The negritos.
Yeah. But we know, I mean, it's not like we don't know. I mean, I'm sure most black, I saw videos where a lot of black people saying they're shocked and they're appalled and can't believe. I can believe. I'm not shocked. She didn't shock me. It didn't shock me, but the fact that she was stupid enough to say out loud.
Right. And she's a police officer online.
Right. So that was shocking, but we know how we move in certain spaces, Tiffany, you and I. If we go for a walk in any city in America where there's a majority of white people, we can tell the way they look at us. You know what I mean? We know
if we're welcome or if we're not welcome.
Right. We already know. So Ashley, you said nothing new. The shocking thing was that you said it out loud and as a police officer, and you've only been a police officer, I think they said, for 2 years.
No, I think it's 4 years she's been a police officer.
Now you're going to lose your job. And
yes.
They're pushing for her not to be rehired anywhere in the state of Texas. But I'm sure she moved to any one of the outer states close to Texas. They probably will hire her, because that's what happens when these white officers commit these crimes against black people. Then they just move. Some of them move to another police station within the state. But
that's what they was fighting for. The advocates and the political officials in that area, they were really fighting for her to get fired so she don't get another job. They want everything taken from her, because you remember she also said she wanted to go to work the next day and lock a nigga up.
Right. So, but the fact that she felt comfortable saying that, like there was going to be no repercussions. She felt like, I can say this.
Yeah.
Just post it and then just go home. Well, she didn't post it, but I can say this and put it out there in the universe. Of course, you put any video out in the universe, it's going to end up on social media. And it's forever. But she felt so comfortable. And I'm sure her fellow officers, what about the officers that work with her day in and day out? Do you think they feel any different? Or they think any different?
No, they feel the same way because why wouldn't nobody put her in her place? We already see the young lady don't have common sense, and they probably happy that she's off the gang, out of the gang, because she would just make everything slip. She let all her racism slip out. Even if they was letting her stay just because she was against black people. You done put it out there, and now social media is whooping your ass. You understand what I'm saying? Because she's being talked about everywhere. You understand? Candace Matthews did not play with that girl. They went up there. They know her information, all of that. She played herself. In this day and time, people should not go in on people on social media because it will spread like wildfire. And that's what is going on. It's spreading and people are seeing her. And I can't even imagine her friends, her family, that they sit around and talk about how much they hate niggas.
Well, of course. I mean, she felt she was very comfortable. And like I
Very
said,
comfortable.
if she works in the police department, she's been there for 4 years and she's had these feelings for 4 years. Well, probably before she even joined the police department. I'm sure her fellow officers share the same feelings, but they weren't dumb enough to say it out loud.
Think about it, Carl. It could be start from her home. How about if it's not even the police department? How about if it's in her home? Remember, you have a lot of people that's from other countries, that is riding off our civil rights that really hate us. You understand? You have a lot of Spanish people or Latino people that they really dislike black people. Or they have a certain way, or they trying to hide their black grandmother. So I wouldn't be surprised if she learned that behavior at home or nobody put her in her place. And that's probably why she was able to get these jobs, because she was racist and she can be able to pass two for white. It's just that her last name is not going to let her go. You understand? Gonzalez, so. Yeah, those are the most ones that are racist, is the ones that are definitely Spanish. And it's sad because Spanish to people in Spain and Argentina is AKA negritos. Y'all are niggas to them.
But here's the thing, Tiff. We have done nothing to these people. What did we do
Nothing.
what did we do, Latinos? What did
No, we let them come to the cookout, and that's a problem too. Because when you can go around and just say the N word, I don't care if it's friend or phony. When you can sit around and say a word that is not nice, we allowed them to do that. Well, I don't let my Spanish friends say nigga in front of my face, but we allow the community of our Spanish brothers and sisters to say the N word when it's unacceptable, because I always say it was not one Miguel or Hector hanging on a tree looking like strange fruit during the time of slavery. You understand? During the time of the civil rights era, I didn't see the sharecropper. I didn't see none of that. So again, like you said, we wasn't surprised. We was just more surprised that she took her butt on social media and did it and lost her job within what 48 hours. Like, you was done with.
Yeah. Yeah, Master of My Destiny said also, if it wasn't for Black Americans, America would have no culture.
Yeah, we bring culture and soul, to this place, and this is through our pain, suffering, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah. Yes, Stephanie on YouTube says, look how they treat Black people in other countries, in their country. Yeah, because when Black people go to their country, I mean, they're not really. But again, what did we do to these people? What's with all the hatred for Black people? What did we do to y'all?
Because we the chosen one.
I think they just take the cues. They come to America and they take the cues from the racist white people, right? They see it, and then they follow suit. Because we've done nothing to Latinos, we've done nothing, even Chinese, right? It always amazed me that Chinese will come to America, and then when they see a Black man or a Black woman walking, they would lock the car door, or they would try to avoid. Like, where did you get that from? Right? You just almost.
The Asian community. Well, I call them Asian because they all come in, You know, it's Chinese, it's Mandarin, it's Korean, it's a lot of them. So I'll just call them the Asians, whatever the case be. I don't know either what we did, because we actually put them on the map with the karate and Bruce Lee. So I don't understand why y'all coming for us, because we ain't do nothing to you, and we don't even want to mess with y'all because we all think y'all do no karate. So I don't know why they coming for us, but Spanish people, we all have always lived in the same community and stuff like that. But again, we also know that you have high society Spanish people and high society black people, you know, and they do not want their people mingling and dingling. And if they can blend in with white people, they feel like that life is a whole lot better. So she's one of those ones. She probably feel comfortable, you know, with who she is. She probably feel like I'm a white Spanish and stuff, and that she can be disrespectful to black people. But you cannot have a position of a police officer ranting and raving how much you hate niggas.
Yeah. So here's a video of a sister. I think this is an older video, but this sister is making it plain and simple about how she feels about white people in America. And I'm sure it's due to the way she's been treated. And then following that, it's going to be a video of a brother talking about what is white culture. What is white culture? I know what black culture is. Black culture in the Caribbean, where I'm from, is, you know, we have calypso music, we have reggae, we have certain types of food. In America, soul music, R&B, you know, soul food, all that's
what black people have.
Right. What is white culture?
Well, they got beating, stealing, you know.
All right. Here's the video of the sister, and then a video of a brother explaining what white culture is.
No, we're not joking. We really mean what we say.
Do you find yourself really hating white people?
Yes. Some people hold grudges, and I do. Look how they treat me. How many flows did my great-grandmother stroll, you know? How many babies did she take care of that wasn't hers? You know, stuff like that. And I'm just one of those people that hold things.
White culture is formed in savagery. I also said there isn't a place on God's green earth that they haven't come there and decimated the native inhabitants. There isn't a place. They're murderous savages. That's their culture. They call it conquest. We call it savagery. This is broad history. This is the history of white cultures. When they have the intention to invent a weapon, they don't just invent a weapon that can harm an enemy in one-to-one combat. No. They invent bombs that can decimate entire populations. They invent viruses like smallpox that they spread amongst unvaccinated Native Americans and then decimate their populations. And therefore the Americans, you know, have got a native population which is less than the settler population in certain countries like Argentina. I mean, even a country like Brazil, yes, obviously there are still some native inhabitants there, but their population is less than those who were brought in from Africa as slaves, as well as those who came in as European settlers in the colonial times. So the culture of white people throughout white history, even to this very date, is that of savagery. It's that of inhumane behavior that is normalized to the point where they feel like they're entitled to behave like that.
Yeah, he's right. White culture is savagery, being savage, and I mean, look at the world today. What's America doing to the people in Iran? Right? They bombed a school that killed 126 girls. Right? A school. They bombed it, and they just go on like it's normal. You know, what's when you think about white culture in America, what's it involves? Lynching, right? Not allowing people to have civil rights, slavery. What is, when you say white culture? I mean, I find it hard pressed to come up with anything. I mean, I'm sure there's some positives, but I can't think of a whole lot. White culture. When you think of white people, you think of people who went around the world and just totally decimated every single community that they encountered. And there's an older video. Here's a brother explaining, you know, a little bit more about white culture or white people in general. And he's not wrong.
Do you believe that? Do you believe all white people are inherently racist?
So, I don't know if you're backing me into a corner with that question, but yes, I do.
All right. First of all, I want to start off by saying the audacity of this white woman to even ask such a question. They were having a dialogue about critical race theory, and she just threw this question in there. But since she did, let's get at it. This type of question is like asking, are all people inherently thieves? A lot of people will say, I've never stole a thing in my life. But then the question has to be asked, have you ever been put in a circumstance that strips you down to the core of who you are? Like, would you steal if you were starving? Or have your children ever been hungry? Your answers change based off of things like that. Well, the legacy of white supremacy has created a world that white people don't have to be racist in today. This is why it's so crazy when you run into somebody who actually is racist. It's like, you guys won and got away with everything. What are you mad about? What are you tripping about? Follow the language. Wherever you find their language, you will most likely find the most brutal forms of rape, torture, murder, pedophilia, slavery, deception, etc. How many Africans do you have speaking French, but they're not from France? Go all through South America, you'll run into black, brown, and red people who are speaking Spanish and they're not from Spain. Ask the Congolese people what happened when they came into contact with the white folks coming out of Belgium. Over 10 to 15 million of them murdered, mutilated, killed, children's body parts being hung up in the middle of the streets to make an example of who's in power there. Go to Brazil and see original people speaking Portuguese, but they're not from Portugal. Ask the Aborigines what happened when they came into contact with white folks in Australia. Hell, I'm speaking English right now, and ask the African and the Native Americans what happened when we came into contact with the English. Go to Bermuda and watch the Queen of England on their money, etc., etc., etc. The same story. Different countries with different white folks who all woke up with the same idea to go around the world and brutalize indigenous people. So the barbaric whites come in and take everything, and then the good whites come behind and drink tea and treat you right? Maybe you don't have to show inherent racism because you inherited a legacy of racism that affords you the privilege to not have to be racist. Yeah, it's easy to be nice when 91% of nuclear warheads is owned by Russia and America. How we all act when Africa is a superpower with weapons of mass destruction like every other independent nation? Because ain't nothing more dangerous or racist than a scared white person. Could you trust a nigga with a trigger? I do believe that there are solid white folks in this climate who may want better for all. White people today have the chance to show a better face through action, not through lying about history. Like how public school taught me that the first president, George Washington, never told a lie and then skipped over all the slaves that he owned. Bottom line, our days of trying to figure out if there are some good white folks, those days are over. Our only job is to produce independent culture that empowers us, that protects us, and that makes us less vulnerable to every damn thing.
You know, and I think until, and I've said this many times on the show, Tiff, until the day comes when white people are willing to own up to it, you know, when an alcoholic goes to AA, and they're trying to become, you know, they're trying to kick the alcohol.
Yeah, they have to make amends. They have to own
admit,
up to.
I am an alcoholic. Hi, my name is Carl. I'm an alcoholic. And then, hi, Carl. And then you tell stories about all the horrible things you did being an alcoholic. And then your healing can begin. America has to do the same thing. Hi, I'm America. I've been racist for the last 600 years. I need this. Help me. But
they're not going to do that, because once they do that and admit that they was wrong, they know that they have to pay us for our pain and suffering that they put us through. Because if it was the other way around, they would do it. You already heard Trump say he think that white people should get reparations because things changed when the civil rights era came. Why? Because you didn't have ownership over black people anymore, that we was having our own mind, we were voting, we were bringing more people in the political arena to fight for our rights. I mean, come on. So it's like, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. But we need to worry more about ourselves and our families, because as we see, they don't care about us. You understand? We just, I was telling you earlier about the lady Laura Luma going in on Candace Owens. I was appalled to hear her call her a black ghetto black, you understand? You like, my God, like, for real. And Kansas is not ghetto. I know some ghetto girl. I'm from Brooklyn. I know a ghetto girls, and I got a couple of cousins that's off the hook. But for you to sit here and call this woman and the way you talk, you black, and then say I'm not racist. You understand? I bet you that girl, Ashley, is gonna be like, I'm not racist. I was just using the word. No, you're racist. It's sad. It's really sad. But I'm glad that it's coming out because it's letting people see people for who they really are. And Latinos should not be racist to anybody. You know why? Because again, did you just hear what Trump was saying about y'all? How he talked about y'all. He would turn on your ass. Y'all be singing that song. Vote for Donald Trump. Vote for Donald Trump. Vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
Yeah. So we have Johnny Deep on YouTube saying you guys aren't owed a dime. We didn't say anything about reparations, even though we are. Yes, hell, Jewish got reparations, Japanese got reparations, right? The slave owners got reparations. So what's your argument for black people not being owed anything when everybody else got reparations, everybody else got money? So what's your argument for black people who worked for free for this country for 400 plus years? Why aren't they owed reparations? The simple answer is you don't like black people, and it doesn't matter how much we prove to you that we are owed reparations. You don't want to give us reparations simply for the fact you don't like black people. And we get that. Listen, if you've watched this show long enough, you would understand that we are fully aware of the hatred of black people. We know that. We know you hate us, and you can't. Here's my thing: you can't help it. I believe racist white people cannot help being racist. It's in their blood. It's in
their DNA. That's all they know.
DNA, yeah. So I'm not trying to convince Mr. Johnny Deep of any, because I know who you are. I've met people like you. I've interacted with people like you. You can't help it. Dogs bark, cats say meow, fish swim, birds fly. And racist white people just are racist. It's just who you are. So we're not trying to change you. We're not, brother, you feel how you feel. I get it. That's just who you are.
And it's so deep that, we didn't say anything about reparations, but let's talk about this for a quick second. How everything is going up around us. I mean, the rent is going up. The food is going up. I mean, everything is going up, but our pay is not going up. We have to still, pitch for us to be able to survive. And that's sad. And that's a people of all nationalities, especially here. We're worrying about everybody else when here, everything is going up and we're out here trying to survive. You understand? So reparations comes in so many things. And to be honest with you, my people need mental health. From post-traumatic syndrome of everything that we've been going through for the past 300 years. And I don't think they have enough psychiatrists on board to be able to help us.
So Johnny Deep says he's not white. No, you might be
what
white.
He is.
You might not be white on the outside, but I'm damn sure you're white on the inside. So either way, you're white, brother. Whether you're white skin or you're white on the inside, there's some white going on there. But I get what you mean. Your skin color might not be white, but man, you're white.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that's in my chat. I got about 60 people in my chat. Thank you.
All right. So have you heard of Joshua Jackson, a brother who won the marathon in Maryland, Delaware? There was to give you some background. So there was a marathon in Delaware, and this white dude was leading. All of a sudden, it blew up. It became a racial thing, and I understand why it became a racial thing. But I mean, it shouldn't be. It should just be a marathon. But this white dude was leading. I mean, he had a lead. He was like, I'm not kidding. You're gonna see the video. He was literally like 10 feet from the finish line. And this brother came up full speed. Out of nowhere.
Like a runaway slave. No.
Like a runaway slave. That's exactly it. I'm past it. The white man was so confident that he was going to win. He started to kind of like walk and look at his watch. You know, like
he didn't think somebody was coming from the back.
No,
he was
he
like,
did
I got this in the pocket. I got this.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So here's the brother. But the brother Joshua Jackson, he's not doing interviews. You know what I mean? He's just being really cool, man. But the black people love him. You know what I mean? Because they said it. It reminded them of what black people have been dealing with, how white people have a head start. But we still, no matter what they do,
We're resilient.
we still come back, right?
We still come back.
So here's some videos of Joshua Jackson went into Delaware, and they never interviewed him. All the news stations interviewed the white dude, asking him how does it feel to lose, and how does it feel to have the race snatched from
Now he's snatching stuff. He won the race. Let's see.
And they're even thinking about changing the rules, saying that you can't sprint at the end.
Oh no. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it's crazy. But here's my brother Joshua Jackson.
We have a white man who is about to win a race. He almost got to the end of the race. The ribbon was almost his. The award was almost his. But he got comfortable. He got so comfortable, he slowed down and started looking at his watch. Because he just assumed that he was going to be the winner of the race. And then all of a sudden, there was a black man. Hats, 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 hats. Started catching up. Hats, 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 hats. Eventually, that black man who was way back there caught up to the white man who just assumed that he was going to be the winner, still looking at his watch, didn't cross the line yet. That black man beat him. That black man surpassed him. And he actually won the race by 2 seconds.
Congratulations.
The people who are in the comment section saying, oh, why are you guys making a big deal about Joshua Jackson winning? Guess what their skin color is? Guess what their skin color is? Like, of course, we are making a big deal because every news station is saying, oh, Carson Miller lost first place. How do you lose first place? I'm very sorry. Joshua Jackson is the winner. He sprinted. Like, you can't. And people are saying, oh my God, he worked so hard for it. So did Joshua Jackson. Are you guys serious? Are you guys serious? What is going on? And you were in the comment section, you guys are making a big deal out of it. Yeah, we're making a big deal out of it because the fucking news stations are trying to make it seem like this black dude stole this man's position, like his cup. No, Joshua Jackson won that fair and square. Joshua Jackson worked hard, and he earned what he worked hard for. Stop making Carson Miller. That's his damn problem. I'm sorry. Maybe you should not celebrate before you cross the finish line. If you're not first, you're what? Last. And someone they said they investigated or whatever. They interviewed his family, and they were saying, oh, why are we even interviewing his family? We don't care about what his family got to say about this shit. We don't give a fuck about what his family got to say about this shit. Okay? We don't care about his family. We're talking about Joshua Jackson. Joshua Jackson is the winner, and that's it.
Yes, he won it fair and square. It's just that white man got too comfortable, But the thing is, you see how the media was switching it. Oh, he lost first place, or it took it from. No, he was in a race, and one of his opponents was ran right past his ass. Boom, he was gone.
Yeah. So if you watch, I don't know, I'm gonna try to find this video. The 2 white girls that were holding the tape, you would think they were happy for the winner. They were holding it. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe that he lost. That the white dude lost.
Cause he was right there. Come on, Carl. He was right there. He did not expect that super black man to come like, I won.
He was, but a lot of people are like, why are you guys making it racial? There's something when you see, because we know what black people have to go through. We know, so when you see a black person succeed at anything, you're happy for them.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people, and like I said, the news media were more interested in interviewing the white dude, asking him.
Yeah, because he's the victim.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this other video of Joshua. It was. I admit, man, it was a good feeling, and not taking anything away from the white dude. But when you see, you know,
Because I didn't know he was coming out of nowhere. See, we didn't see how the race started or whatever the case may be, but just to see him come out of nowhere, phew, bam, and homeboy's probably waving at people like, I did this, I got this, and then the black man come right back, phew. You know, and again, we're not trying to make it about race. This world is built on race. So, you know, they making it about race, but they being indirectly, you know, when they going to say somebody stole his first place, or he took his first place. That nobody took it. He ran and he played himself. He should have speed up.
yeah. Did you see the video of the cops beating up that guy in Brooklyn?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I try not to look at that stuff. That stuff is draining, Carl. You know, with my brother being killed by the cops and stuff, you don't want to keep seeing it. And again, my brother got killed in '91. They still whooping men asses in the street. You know, so it's just so sad. I'm still reeling over the little boy that got shot in Queens.
What little boy?
Yeah, a young man, 14 years old, got shot in Queens. The young man said he was going to pistol whip him, but the gun wound up going off, all of this stuff, you know. But it was in Roy Wilkins Park, a young man. I think he was 15, the shooter was 18. And he actually just came back, I think the other night they got him. He went to Jamaica, so I don't know if he's Jamaican and his family sent him to Jamaica and he wound up coming back. And they locked him up. His whole life is over with. You killed somebody. Now your life is over with. You know, I really don't know what's going on with these young people. They need to really think before they click. Because once you take somebody's life or have gun charges, they can't wait to get y'all black niggas in jail. Yeah. They get more money with y'all being in jail. And once y'all are property of the state, you are a new slave. Okay, you have no rights. You don't have nothing. So please, people out there that's watching, talk to your young people. Talk to your children, your sons, and tell them, once you make a mistake, that's on your ass.
Yeah. You remember last week I told you about hygiene, about how black people shower more and black people use a washcloth, and white people make fun of black people using washcloths. That's a poor thing. And I told you that this white dude said that he never washes his bath towel because his attitude is, when I take a shower, I'm clean. And when I use a clean towel, that's clean towel on clean skin, so I don't have to wash my towel. So he never washes his towels.
And he's nasty. But go ahead, what happened?
So here he is. So you don't know I was making that shit up. So you don't think I was making it up? Here he is.
I didn't.
Why do white people smell bad when we are wet?
My grandma used to say, she was like, well, you know they smell like golden retrievers when it starts raining.
That's so racist. But
oh, it's 100% racist.
Yeah. I blame our towels.
Are y'all not doing regular laundry?
Not as often as we should. I didn't wash my towels for years because the logic...
Wait a minute, no!
The logic is you take a shower, right? You clean. Your towel's clean. You wipe yourself off with your towel. It's clean on clean. It's still clean. At no point does it get dirty.
Mildew sets in after a week. It's misty in the bathroom.
Well, I'm giving the explanation. I've changed my ways now.
God. And then y'all think spraying Axe on it changes things. But you can't put funk on sweet and think it's going to change up. Now you just got a sweet funk.
Who said that, George Clinton?
No, Phil Duckett. But I like where his head's at.
Yeah. Now here's the one where the sister said this white dude was complaining that black people always smell fresh like soap.
Thank you so much.
Did you guys see the thing where some white guy was basically saying that he can't stand black people because apparently we smell aggressively like soap? This man really said they smell like they wash every single crevice and I can't stand it. Like, what? Are you okay? said that we sprayed too much perfume on or something, like, I would totally understand. Like, yeah, an overpowering perfume scent. But bro basically said we smell too clean. Like, what? Can you imagine him around all of his little racist friends and they're like talking about like all the reasons that black people are so annoying, and he's just like, oh God, it's, you know what I can't stand? What, Todd? What can't you stand about them? Their smell. Yeah, like hopelessness and Mary Jane, right? No, not that. No, then what do they smell like? Freaking lavender, man. I can't stand that. Anyway, this is my favorite soap to smell aggressively like. So, what's yours?
My children probably bathe maybe once a week.
I know this discussion has gotten to a point where it sounds like white people are saying this shit in a clickbaity way, but you can tell this woman is speaking her truth.
I did delayed bathing with both my kids.
After they were
Yes,
born.
that's because why would you need to, why are they dirty?
So they interject the discussion of newborns having delayed bathing, which is totally a different topic. You know, newborns get cleaned up by the nurses when you're first at the hospital, and being nervous new parents, the nurses will tell you, you don't have to bathe them right away because they're not doing anything and they're tiny little fragile beings. I did delayed bathing for my newborn babies too. But they interject this point to say, well, if you think kids are dirty, that's your fault. Because the rest of the discussion is about older kids who run around and get into everything.
Yeah. So you don't make them bathe every day. You'll just do when they want to once a week.
If it's once a week, you know, like now they they swim. We have a pool and they swim in the summer. So I guess we call that bathing. So it's probably even less than that.
And there was another white lady recently who was like, yay for summer. Kids will get their baths in at the pool. And she got so much backlash. She was like, no, I was just joking. They're not joking. They are for real. I don't even have to tell my kids to take a shower after the pool. They find the smell of the pool water gross on themselves. But I do tell them to take a shower other times because they're lazy and they're sweating it up, getting into all sorts of shenanigans. They stink.
Well, first off, I just let my kids do what they want to do. I have 4 children. I'm not going to fight with my kids over little stupid things like bathing.
And see, that right there is the main issue. Because why do you make your kids shower? I'm not just thinking about me or just them. They live amongst people. So it is an act for the community that they don't go around with their stank testing people's olfactory. It is what you do in consideration of others. Because you are not the only person in the world. You live amongst others. But a lot of white people, not all, but a lot, have that mentality. They only have to think about themselves. Where do y'all think that comes from? The whiteness of it all.
She just made a perfect point that I never thought of. When you go around with that stank on you, you're not thinking about other people. You're just thinking about yourself, right?
Yeah, being very selfish and you insulting people. Yeah, I had to go through that when I was at the fashion show. One of the designers was very funky and was around there just putting on people clothes, clapping her arms and shit. The wind was blowing. I'm choking. I'm like, yo, I mean, are you serious? And then you had a nasty attitude with me and you're stinking, bitch. I'm sorry, I forgive you. Please forgive me, because my mother be coming for me. But
Yeah.
I don't like that. We have too much deodorant and soap and water that we can be able to keep ourselves clean. And that's even for my people from the motherland too, and people from other countries. A lot of people feel like they don't have to bathe or they're not used to bathing. No, you can bathe. You can wash your ass. You can go get you a wipe. You can clean up under your arm, get you some deodorant. We got Dollar Trees. We got all of that. I don't understand why you're not bathing now. White people not bathing. I don't know what's wrong with them, because us black people, we sweat. Okay, we like washing our behinds. We like being fresh, you know. And I'm happy that that man said he was mad because we smell like soap. I'd rather smell like soap than funky ass, funky arms, piss ass. I don't like all of that. And another thing, what the man said about the towels. Again, you're supposed to wash your I try to wash my towels every week, or freshen up my towels every week. You understand what I'm saying? Because you do get a wet mildew odor if you keep doing that. And you think you wash every crevice. Sometimes you don't wash every crevice. You understand? And you might dry a dirty patch. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Are you serious? You need to change your towels and you need to wash your behind. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, but what that lady said at the end, that never crossed my mind, but it did. It does make sense. You move through the world thinking about no one but yourself. You know,
Right.
if you want to stink and you live somewhere up in the woods or on some mountain somewhere, fine. But if you're going to be
You
among,
can live free. Mm-hmm.
but if you're going to be among people, you mean I have to suffer because you're a stanky ass?
Yeah. And look, I'm a big girl, and I heard somebody say something funky in the comments. Yeah, I'm a big girl, but my ass, you will never find my ass stinking. Okay? I smell very well, okay? Very well in every fucking crevice. Shit.
Well, you know, aren't we the ones who taught the Caucasian persuasion about soap and cleanliness, right? Because I mean that's not an insult. They were in the caves, and we had to teach them about using soap and cleanliness. So,
Mm-hmm.
guys, you Caucasian people can say thank you to us for teaching you
They're teaching them how to bathe and clean themselves because we wash and clean ourselves.
and
You
brush.
know, I can't take a funky person. I swear. If I take the time out to wash my ass, you should take the time out to wash yours. I'm sorry. And like you said, you know, you don't think of others if you're being selfish and you just not saying, I'm not going to clean nobody. So I'm going to just make everybody upset with my funky ass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just wanted to, because we talked about that last week, but I didn't get a chance to show the videos. So
Now you had the evidence.
now I have the evidence, and you know there's a certain smell that comes with with the white race, and
Yeah, I tried. I tried to smell a white guy, and it did not smell nice at all. It didn't smell like cocoa butter, shea butter, oil. It didn't smell like nothing. It was like little. So it's nothing like a black man. I love how a black man smells.
so here's a brother that was walking, just simply walking, and I can't believe this stuff is still happening in 2026. But this brother's just walking, and the police decided that I guess he shouldn't be walking.
Let me ask you a question, bro. The way you was moving, you had the satchel on you. You swung it to the back when we came around. Come here for a sec. Sir, I'm stopping you, sir. Sir, I'm stopping you.
Am I being detained?
Yes.
For what?
I'm telling you. Come here.
For what?
Come here. I'll talk to you. Come here.
Why
Sir,
are you grabbing?
Just talk to me.
Why are you grabbing?
Because you're being stopped. He's okay. He's okay.
For what?
He's okay.
For what?
You're being stopped. I'm going to talk to
For
you.
what?
Okay, listen, sir, I'm going to talk to you. Just
what?
calm down because I don't want to keep doing this. Just stop.
What am I being detained for?
All right, I'm going to tell you why.
Can you tell me right now?
Yes. Just stop right now. You keep trying to pull. All right? You going to stop? My man. When we came up, all right, as soon as you saw us, you looked back twice, correct? You also moved your backpack in the your little satchel area in the back of you, okay? So what I was going to do is pat you down for a possible weapon, okay? So with that being said, we're going to take a stop report. Sir, come here. You can't move. Stay right here, okay?
What am I being detained for?
I already told you. We already went over that.
Suspicion of a weapon.
Yes. There you go. So you don't need to move no more. You're being stopped at this point. You asked me if you're being detained. You are detained. Yes. Okay. So this is what we're also going to do. We're going to take a stop report for numbers. Okay. You have the ID on you?
No.
You have no ID?
No.
Okay. You gonna give me your name, information?
No.
So we put a report for the report?
No.
So you don't want to give no information?
No.
Okay. We'll take it down at 4400. You're gonna be John Doe. Okay. Just to let you know, sir, we're gonna take a report saying why we stopped you. Okay. Do you understand the words that I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Copy this. You're free to go now, sir.
Thank you. Hey. Hey, it happens every day, man. It's great being black in America.
I mean, that's crazy, right? I mean, the brothers just
Well, Carl, it happens a lot, you
Yeah.
know. And the thing is that I feel bad because I have nephews, you know, and I have to tell my nephews that one day you will be stopped, or, you know, or you are going to be, you know, picked just because of the color of your skin. And it's sad that we have to do that or say that to our black young men or to our brothers, our fathers, you know, they have to go through that. And it's sad. And white men don't go through that. They fathers don't have to tell them to watch out for police profiling or anything. You know, they don't have to go through that. But us, we have to. And we have to tell our black sons just to save their lives.
Yeah, I know. It's sad. I mean, but I show those videos because when we get on the show and we talk about stuff like that, people think, "Oh, you're making it up. We're playing the victim card. Stop whining. You guys always complaining, you know." But there it is. You know what I mean? You can't leave your house and walk the street and just walk the street just to be walking the street.
No, or that's always going to be on your mind. That is a possibility that you will be stopped. And why should we have to go through that? Why should we have to, you know, when you walk out the street or my nephew walk out in the street, I have anxiety of I have to pray and pray that he don't be touched or a cop don't accuse him or nobody accuse him of something, you know. So it's just sad that you as a black man, you know, us women, we don't worry as much, but the black men, what y'all have to go through or even think about to be able to go out in them streets, you know, to be able to survive, to take care of your family, you know, to even just live your life. And it's a possibility that you might get arrested or checked or profiled. And it's just an uncomfortable feeling, but it's a part of your life.
Yeah. And here's a brother talking about black trauma.
I will never talk about us as black people, that something's wrong with us because we like to have flashy things. Since slavery, we have experienced financial trauma in wide proportion, unlike any other community. First of all, we were wealth. We were the definition of wealth. They treated us like wealth. In fact, they even got insurance on us as wealth. Financial trauma. We come out of slavery and we go into Reconstruction and we actually go into the sharecropping era. My dad is a son of a sharecropper. My dad was raised on a farm in North Carolina, and that's what they did. They lived on a white guy's piece of land and they basically grew tobacco. They had a house on the guy's land and they only made enough money to basically feed the family. They weren't able to invest. They weren't able to build any real wealth. Financial trauma. We come out of sharecropping and we go to 1920 Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we started building wealth in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then the big massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma basically wiped out a significant amount of black wealth. Financial trauma, right? Come out of 1920 and we go into the Jim Crow era, where it was legal to discriminate against African Americans in terms of financial institutions as well as educational institutions. More financial trauma. We come out of Jim Crow and we get into the whole redlining thing, where they drew a red line and basically said black people live here, white people live over here. And in that red line districts all across the country of the United States, they wouldn't give insurance, nor would they provide mortgages to people. Ghettoizing the black community. More financial trauma, right? From redlining until Martin Luther King and his effort got the 1965 voting rights and the civil rights movement proved in 1965, right? So now we have more civil rights to create more opportunity. And then we move from there to the recent housing crisis that we had. And then COVID, right? More financial trauma. So we're constantly dealing with this trauma. The reality is the trauma has never been treated. That's why it doesn't make sense to talk about the fact that we like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and the whole 9 yards. Because if you understand where it comes from, then it doesn't make sense to criticize it.
Yeah. Like Dr. Joy DeGruy would always say, like, black people have been through a lot of trauma. Have we?
Yeah, post-traumatic, yeah.
Post-traumatic slave syndrome. And have we had any kind of therapy for it? Have we had any?
No, we haven't.
Have not. And I know a lot of people say, well, you weren't a slave, so you shouldn't. Why does it affect you? Because you were never a slave. But I'm sure many black people still agree with me, but I am still traumatized by George Floyd. Watch him, you know what I mean? We watched him die.
Right in front of us, yeah.
Only reason we know he died the way he died was because he's black. And we know that could have been me. It could have been anyone black. It could have been. Because we have never, have we ever in the history, and Tiffany, you've been in this country longer than I have Have you ever seen a black person kill a white person or like that? Like, has it?
No. No, because we not, as Sister Soldier said, we was never trained to kill white people like that. We always been trained to be submissive to them. And to see that, you know, police brutality and what they did to him, it's like he wasn't even human. And being also a victim of losing my brother in the police system, it's just very sad. And to see it still going on and on and on and on. It's just a very sad situation. And we are still feeling it. When I was growing up in Georgia, my grandmother was a sharecropper. Her mother was a slave. And when I met my grandmother as a child, she was cleaning white people houses that her family worked for in the country. Isn't that so deep? She was still working for them from generation to generation. So that's why we need counseling from generation worth of trauma that we had to go through, you know. And I always promised myself, seeing my grandmother clean white people houses and take care of their children, even seeing my aunt be a nanny, I said I will never do that. I would never. They did it so I wouldn't have to do it. So I would never take care of somebody's white child. I would never go and clean no white woman's house. No, I'm not doing that. My grandmother had to do that. My great grandparent was a slave. So, you know, I would never do that. So again, times has changed, but you still have people that are mentally enslaved also. You know, some people think it's all right to be on the white hand side, but then when they show you who they really are, you trying to come back to the cookout, and we like, nah, we ain't letting you in.
All right, so here's this video is from 1968, and it's really ironic how it's 1968, but I mean this video could have been from today.
Well, go right ahead, ma'am. Yes.
My name is Mrs. Elmer Lazar, and my husband and I are 100% for the Negro. I want to state that. In fact, when people say, would you like to have a Negro live next door to you, I said he has a perfect right to.
Do you have a Negro next door to you?
No, not yet, but I mean, I would really not mind it.
Yes, Your Honor.
However, and I am for the Negro, I want to see him get ahead, but now in regard to what this gentleman said, where is this Negro going to purchase his needs, get his needs? All right, fine. All right, I want to address another remark to Mr. Meek. Many of my friends have been for the Negro, but ever since this violence started, they have turned against him. How do you go about not alienating the white man who has been for you through violence?
We don't care. He, for 400 years, they have murdered, burned, raped, castrated, and tortured. I give less than a hootenanny what any white person thinks about this black man is.
Well, but don't you want us to be with you?
I don't want you to do anything but leave us alone.
We don't need you. But I mean moral support. I don't mean do anything for you, but
work in your own neighborhood with the white people. They need the morality. We don't.
Stood up for the Negro, and now they say, well, now when they resort to violence, we are not with them.
Violence?
Well, I mean in some of these riot areas.
Well, riot areas. You talk about we resort to violence. I talked to a reporter from Newsweek who told of National Guardsmen shooting down people in the back. Understand? As they're walking down the street minding their business, shooting in the caliber machine guns.
Yes,
now wait a minute, listen. You said about violence. Yeah, I get sick in my stomach when I hear a white person talk about violence. You're the most violent people in the world. You're born on it, you live on it, you're sick with it. You're saturated with it. We have been the most peaceable, law-abiding fools the world has ever seen.
Well, perhaps our media of communication is misinterpreted then.
Of course it is. We don't want you to love us. We don't love you.
Then we are not being represented. You are not being represented properly through the press.
The heck with the press.
Right here and now, the tragedy.
Nobody loves a rap press, baby. Believe it. But they won't report it truthfully.
Well, perhaps that's it.
They won't show that all the black folks were shot above the shoulders.
Well, Mr. Meek, here is a lady who is obviously a liberal and wants to help you.
I never heard of a liberal.
You call yourself a liberal?
Yes, I do, yes.
This is a dilemma that a lot of people have.
I'm feeling toward all people, the Negroes, everybody. I mean, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah. She's paternalistic. And there's no white liberals. There are only black leaders.
No, show me. Yeah, we want some white John Brown.
That's right.
All the white John Browns stand up in here. All the white John Brown, they're going to die with us. All the white John Brown are now standing up. That's good.
What he say? We just want you to leave us alone.
Yeah, that was 1969, where he was expressing that, and look, we're in 2026, and still a lot of things hasn't changed. Yes, we moved up baby steps, from where we was before. I mean, because and still in certain areas in the South, they are still stuck. And they like their people. They like their black people stuck. That's why they don't like outsiders coming into their states, because you lift up their people. They want their people to be just the way they are, docile. But yeah, it's time for change. It's 2026. This is a multicultural world. And I don't understand, why is it so much anti-black against us? Like, we're sitting out here giving everybody trouble. He said, just leave us alone.
Yeah. He said we are the most peaceful fools.
Oh, yes, because we allow anybody in. Look what happened, at Mother Emanuel. I'm always going to stress that church, in South Carolina, where, what's his name? Ruth Dillon went in there and they ate with him. They fed him. They prayed with him, and he killed them. Just because of his hatred for black people. And they didn't do anything to him. So yes, we are the most peace-loving fools ever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird how even back in the 1960s and in 2026, it seems like, we're still the same thing over and over. Nothing's going to change. But
you heard them saying John Brown.
Yeah. And but the mentality seems to be the same of the white people just don't want to deal with reality.
Mm-hmm.
They want us to forget. That's why they don't want to teach black history. Well, history, period. They want to teach the real American history in school. They don't want the real American history being put out there in books. They just want to deny. And they're hoping that it'll somehow go away and everything will be all hunky-dory, no pun intended. But no.
Not with social media now.
Have to deal with it. And until white America is ready to deal with all the evil stuff they did and have a come to Jesus moment, then everything will remain the same. Here's a white man. There was this brother, I think he was doing his homework in his building where he lives. He was sitting in the lobby, and this white man came up and started taking pictures of him, asking him what he's doing there. Then the white man started crying and begging for forgiveness.
Don't cry now because you got caught, motherfucker. Why can't y'all just leave us alone? Like, damn, we be in our own space and y'all come fucking with us. We have this black boy doing his homework, studying inside his apartment's lobby, study hall. Then you have this white man who harassed him and started taking pictures of him. But then, of course, y'all, they play victim. And he started crying.
I pay money to do. You just broke the law.
You're right, I did. I'm deleting it, okay? That was not right of me. Okay.
No, go to your recent deleted, because I'm still in your recent deleted.
Show me where that is. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing.
Because what the hell? Who do you think you are?
I don't think I'm anybody.
What the fuck?
Please, stop.
And then you're going to start crying? This got to be a joke. I'm in your recently deleted, so you need to unlock your recently deleted.
Okay.
Look, there's my picture right there.
I'm sorry.
There's my picture right there. This man right here was taking a picture of me.
You can cancel me. It's fine. I'm not anybody. I don't think I'm anybody. I'm sorry I came in here.
Sir, excuse yourself. Now.
He said, I'm not nobody. I don't think I'm nobody. Sir, you are a piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie. He looked like he about to come shoot some shit up. Honestly, this whole little situation was a little weird for me. Now, he probably low-key wanted to get that dog. You know how you like somebody, like I said, you just be doing dumb shit. You should have never took a picture. Go approach him.
Yeah, something happened where it switched, where maybe he didn't think that the boy had common sense,
Right.
and the boy went in on him. Like, what is wrong with you? Now delete my shit. Like, delete it. Like, delete it. Sometimes why you just can't walk past? Like, if you don't see no threat, why do you feel like you need to say anything? Go about your business. That's what I don't understand. Maybe the boy read his ass, for him doing that he wanted. Because you heard him. He's like, now remove yourself. And he was like, okay.
It's funny, like, whenever they see us in a space, they don't think we're supposed to be. Right? He assumed that black kid had no right being in that space. And he was taking pictures. Of course, the next thing he was going to do, probably call the cops. And, and like you said, he wasn't expecting that brother to get up and defend himself.
Mm-hmm. Just like that other little girl that was in the park. When the little kid came over threatening all of them, and she stood up for herself, that the white lady was like, I want to speak to your mother because I don't believe...
Yeah.
My mother told me to talk up for myself. I'm not going to just sit here and allow you to disrespect me and tell us what do we do to your son that he threatened to kill us all. You understand? Your son is what, 6 years old? What does he know about killing? Like, it's like ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. He should have minded his business, like most Karens. Mind your business and go about your business. If it's not directly hurting you or hitting you or hurting your family, you should not even come and bother nobody. I mean, did somebody give them a position? Like they got a position in their head that they are told, listen, you do this if you see this. Come on, get out of here.
But we know they think they're in charge of us.
Well, they in charge of their own self because they ain't in charge of me. If they pick and choose, I really never had the problems that you be telling, like the stories you be telling us about the white people that you encounter. I be laughing because they don't really bother me because I grab my pocketbook and I run fast. Like, I know they be like, where's that big black bitch going with her pocketbook? Away from you. I don't know what you about to steal.
All right, I saw this video. I'm not sure what this is, Tiffany, but you might be able to tell. I don't know if this is. I don't know if it's a HBCU ceremony or some. I don't know what it is, but it looked like just a group of black men united together and showing love for each other. And
that's nice.
We very rarely see this. I don't know if it's some kind of organization, but I don't know. It felt good watching this.
True forever, true forever, true old Morehouse may we be. So to bind each son the other into ties more brotherly. Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, make us steadfast, honest, true, to old Morehouse and her ideals, and in all things that we do.
Love you, brother.
What's going on, man?
Did they say Morehouse? Is that
They kept saying Morehouse, so it could be some type of probably sorority or some type of organization group of men, and they are helping one another. You can see that they got love for each other. They sung together, asked for blessings, through the song. So I love it. I love anything that's bringing men together. No homo. Bringing men together for that they can learn, because that's what I think was going on with a lot of our men. As you know, I don't know if you heard about the young man that took his 8 children lives and shot 3 other people. You
Yeah.
know, they said indirectly he was crying out for help. You know, and a lot of us overlook black men going through mental health or they having issues. And that's a big thing that we need to definitely talk about. Hopefully, you and Cav could probably find a man to come on. I'll take that day off. That y'all can be able to really talk about men issues. We have a lot of men, how can you say, suffering in silence with mental health issues. It could be life, it could be love, it could be children, it could be work, it could be childhood trauma, it could be all of these things, and nobody is even looking or knowing that they're going through it. So when they snap and start killing up everybody in the house, they start looking at the red flags that was there from the beginning. So again, black men, we love to see the unity of y'all. Because when y'all are unified, our children and our next generation of sons are unified. We want y'all to be okay. So if there are outlets out there, there are a lot of male psychiatrists, life coaches, that you can be able to be with, talk to, be social with, to be able to help you, because black men do go through it behind closed doors. So to see that, I really love it.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was telling her that when you're a man, and she sent me a video. I'll try to. She sent me a song about what it's like to be a man, and basically the song said, when you're a man, your job is to just go to work, make the money, provide for the family. Kind of like that's your job. No one cares if
Mhm.
you're ill. No one cares if you're sick, if you're back. No one cares about your mental state. Basically, your job as a man is to provide, and no one cares about your feelings. Because for
Mhm.
some reason, people assume that men don't have feelings, that we don't need we don't need hugs, we don't need any kind of affection because we're a man and we're supposed to be rough and tough. And I know a lot of men try to portray that macho image, that they don't need it, but they do.
They do. They do.
Yeah, so I don't care how macho you think you are, you know, how many muscles you have or whatever. You know.
Mhm.
But you're right. And that brother that shot those 8 people, he was crying out. I read the story. He was crying out. But of course, no one reached out, and that was the end result. That
Yeah, and he was a veteran.
yeah,
That make you look at the veteran society dealing with mental health. They closed all of these facility down, that can be able to help people or even house people that have these mental health issues. We need more of that, and we will have productive people, productive families, to be able to, because a lot of people again suffer in silence with their mental health, and it can lead to something very dangerous and very lethal, as we see. He killed his children, and he shot his baby mothers.
yeah,
And they're right now in critical condition. So again, men, if you need, please reach out. If you got to, try to reach out to someone, because we don't want y'all to snap. Because once y'all snap, we can't click you back on. Because I'm telling you, every show or everything that I have saw of men snapping, it's nothing. Once they snap, you're done. You better run for the what's called. They gonna get your ass.
yeah. Tiffany, have you ever heard of a rent party back in the day?
Yes.
Rent parties? I didn't know that was.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, if I keep forgetting. Carl, you're a West Indian. Okay, so Cool Herc, back in the days, that was a lot of his parties with his sister and them. They used to do rent parties and stuff, had these parties. My mother told me about rent parties in her days, where you had people that it was hard for them to get their rent up, so they would put together a rent party, everybody would bring a dish or whatever, and they would help their friend. I think it was very
Yeah,
good. It helped the community, that people, but now people rent is damn near down payments to houses.
Yeah, I saw a video about the rent party back in the day, and it's really, it touched me.
Kelly Street was always a family place. For one, we never locked our doors. If you were late or couldn't pay your rent, you got a rent party thrown for you. And people would donate to help you pay your bills.
I'd go to their house and eat one day, they come to my house and eat another day. We played together up and down the streets every day. Our parents went to work together.
Older people were never isolated and alone. They were always taken care of.
If the kids did something on, let's say, Tiffany Street, Miss Jones on Tiffany Street was calling Miss Mabel on Kelly Street, and they would watch your child. It was very common for the other mothers to spank your kids, too. They would beat your kid's ass if they saw their kid doing something wrong. And then you would go home and tell, and you would get another one because that's just the way it was. It was a village.
Yeah, I grew up in that era, so I appreciate that, being a 70s baby into an 80s baby. It took a village to raise, a child. My older sister can talk more of the rent parties and stuff like that, but you saw the togetherness more, than in the 80s. As I was being, becoming a young lady, you saw the difference in helping. So yeah, they did all of that. Even in churches, churches was more helpful back in the days. Like if you needed help, they gave assistance, food and stuff like that. Things have changed, but I appreciated those moments.
Yeah, a rent party. I had never heard of it.
Yeah. Them rent parties was nice too. Like if you see videos or hear them talking about it, he's like, damn, that's a good party. They'll come in and drop, money in a bucket or a bowl or a jar or something. They'll have food for them and stuff. So it's a beautiful thing seeing a community stick together and work together to help each other.
Yeah, it was nice. We're gonna wrap it up. I want to thank everyone who joined us, even the haters, even the people who continue to call us racist. And
I don't care. We don't care. They're gonna call us racist, and you got these white women up here calling people black niggers and stuff. And
that's Laura Loomer, right? You said
Laura Loomer. Oh, we can talk about her when Cav come back because Cav gotta tell me she's one of the supposed to be an advisor of Trump.
Yeah.
So for her to come out and go in on Candace Owens, which Candace Owens is still a black woman to me, but we know that she turned her back on us, riding with these white people, and now they turned their back on her and calling her all types of black, bald, nappy-headed bitches. I was disgusted. I was like, wow. But I'm not surprised, and this is why you got to be careful.
Yeah. So we hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Before we end the show, normally I would show black businesses. I like to promote black businesses. I want to make that part of the show where at the end of every show I promote a black business. I don't have a black business to showcase today, but I do have some financial advice. So if you have some money, extra money laying around, and this brother is telling us how we can build wealth through real estate and different ways the government gives assistance, and I didn't know about it. A lot of people, such as myself and the people watching, I'm sure you don't know about this, but hopefully you can use this advice to create generational wealth, because I think that's the biggest downfall for the black community is we don't generate generational wealth. We make our money, and when we're gone, the money stream is gone. We don't create so the next generation of our family can live on and grow and grow and grow and grow. So hopefully this would help.
What's the qualification to be able to go out there and buy these houses at a huge discount?
I'm gonna give y'all my top 2 places. Number 1 is gonna be from the county land bank, city land bank, township land bank. There's these government agencies that are called land banks, and their whole job is to take
city-owned land, township-owned land that they got from condemning, tax sale. Their whole role and responsibility is to push those properties back into the community for public service, good use, good purpose. Number one on that list is affordable housing. So they got these properties that they're sitting on, they'll sell them to you for a nominal fee, $1, $10 to build affordable housing. All you gotta do is go to their website, you sign up for that, they're gonna start sending you emails and let you know we're selling this property, we're selling this piece of land. Next, they're gonna be sending out notices that there's a request for proposal or a request for qualification. When you see either one of those, RFP or RFQ, they're getting ready to sell something. All you gotta do is go to the meeting. Now the thing about this meeting, you think you're gonna show up and there's gonna be 100 people there? It's not. Because most people don't even know about this stuff. You're gonna show up, it's gonna be not as many people as you think. Now the application piece, don't get intimidated by it. ChatGPT, there's people that you could pay a few $100, a few $1,000 that'll fill out the application for you. You apply, you get 5 pieces of land, 10 pieces of land, 2 houses for a nominal fee. Once you got that successful application, you might take 3 weeks to put it together, a month and a half to put it together. But guess what? Now that you got that successful application, you just copy and paste, reuse that same app. Every city right now is under a lot of pressure to produce affordable housing. There's a program called the Home Program. They'll give you $50,000, $100,000 per unit of affordable housing that you build. And they'll give you that $50,000 to $100,000 and you can use it to buy a property and do the construction on the property. So real quick, say y'all want to buy a 10-unit building in New York. I know it's going to be mad expensive, but you want to turn around and rent it for affordable housing. The government, because you're going to rent it as affordable housing at affordable numbers, they'll give you home funds, $50,000, $100,000 to purchase that building and to renovate that building. So 10 units times that by $100,000, how much is the government giving you? It's $1 million towards buying that building. The La Tech tax credit program, y'all see Floyd Mayweather, y'all see all these NBA players buying 200 units, 500 units of affordable housing. They're using tax credits to buy those buildings. The government gives you tools. They'll give you tax credits that you can sell and get real life money. You do a 100-unit building, the government will give you tax credits that you can sell for $3 million, $5 million. You take that money from those tax credits, you use it for your down payment on your property. Another one for y'all real quick. When you get these properties from the government and they sell them to you for these nominal fees, they come with value, that equity. Quick example, I purchased 23 properties for $23. Those 23 properties worth $100,000 a piece. I got $2.3 million worth of property for $23. What I was able to do was then turn around, take those 23 properties to the bank and tell them, yo, give me a line of credit against these properties. They worth 2.3. The bank will give you a line of credit against those properties because the value is still there, even though you got them for the low.
All right, so I hope that advice helped. I mean, it sounds easy, but I'm
Or
sure.
investigate. I tell anybody, investigate it.
Yes.
Go check it out. Do your homework. We're not telling you we don't know these people like this, but we're telling you if it's out there, go check it out, Google it, do your homework. Because if you can be able to do that, that would be amazing.
Yes, check it out. At least check it out. At least it's worth checking out. Do the legwork, do the homework, contact a lawyer, whoever you got it to make sure it's legit. But the brother gave some really good advice, and that's all it is advice. There's no guarantee, but it's going to involve some legwork, and it's nothing in life. It's easy, so you're not just going to go out there and all of a sudden, But it does seem like if you're building affordable housing, the government will give you the money to build.
Will pay you for it.
The key word is affordable housing. If you say I'm building affordable housing, then it seems like the government will give you the money to build these affordable units to house people who.
The point is, I hope they make it affordable housing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the point.
Yes. All right. Again, thank you guys for watching us here on another Sunday, 7 p.m. Kevin, we miss you.
Thank you. Yes, we miss you, Kevin. We send love.
And Patricia, if you're watching, if you and Kevin go to see the Michael Jackson movie, do not let him leave home in those high water pants and white socks and a one glove.
The one glitter glove.
Do not let him leave home dressed like that and the shiny jacket and the fedora hat.
I can see him with the red jacket going out the door, ready.
Okay.
Like, come on, Patricia, come on, let's go. Carl, that was funny. Carl said,
Donna, thank you for watching, sister. I saw you. Shout out to Donna.
And shout out to
Nicole.
his mom too. She gave us a shout out too.
Yes, Mama Lee. Thank you. And Papa Lee's been watching. I got a message from Papa Lee, said he watches. Nicole Coates, thank you for checking in. Bridget, if you're still Kevin's sister, our condolences. You guys lost your dad. Tiffany, myself, we know what that feels like because we've all, been there. We're all in the same boat with you and Kevin. So our hearts and love and hugs and kisses go out to you guys. Hugs and kisses to all the haters, to people who think that we are racist. We love you still. Please come back.
We need y'all. We need the haters.
We have no hard feelings. This is just my opinion and Tiffany's opinion. And
only.
And you have your opinion, so no hard feelings. With that said, Tiffany, anything you learned on the show or you want to share before we go off?
It's the end of the month of April. We're about to come into May. Isn't that something? Time is going by so fast, right? We're coming into it, and I'm just saying to people, I send nothing but love and give love out. Shout out to my family. And please just be on point. This world is different. We're learning so much with this world, but definitely thank y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate you all for just taking the time out to listen with us or have the conversation with us. And make sure you check us out next Sunday at the same time at 7 p.m. talking about the latest topics that's going on today. And look, we didn't even talk about we got to talk about next week about the president getting another assassination attempt.
Another fake assassination attempt.
Listen, wait a minute. And then he goes up there and says, this is why we need the ballroom built, because it's going to be bulletproof. Now, are you serious? You didn't even think about poor little, what's Charlie Kirk's wife going out of there? She was crying up a storm. Did you say we just happy that everybody is safe? No, he's thinking about the ballroom. I just... Yeah, we got to talk about that when Cav come back. We got to get more information.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Trump, and it's 3 times there have been a fake assassination attempt on the president. 3 fake attempts. Give me a gun.
This one, he looks like a mixie. He looks like he's black and white.
You're telling me they can't find a sharpshooter? All these...
Joe, not at all. And first of all, that lets you know that his security and his detail and FBI is not good, because how was this man able to get you? He wasn't close to him, but he was in the building. Yeah. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all security is not well. And then again, Trump goes up and says, this is why we need this ballroom.
I haven't seen anything he said about the attempt, but I can imagine, that he's not thinking about anyone's safety. He's not even thinking about his safety.
No, he's thinking about the ballroom.
All right, people. Thank you again. We will see you next Sunday. Kevin should be back. And Patricia, again, do not let Kevin leave home dressed like he's in a Beat It video. Because,
Please make sure y'all like and subscribe to us. I appreciate the new followers.
Subscribe. Tiffany, love you, sis.
Love you too.
Mom's okay?
Yeah, and Mom is good. She's good.
Okay. All right, Mom. All right. Bye, everybody.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. You in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Because we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know Kevin calling Tiffany, we'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We're giving you empathy, we're gonna challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all the schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God above. It's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show.
Let's go.